Welcome to the CHIPS Explained video series. Today, we're going to be talking about a new program from the National Science Foundation called EPIIC, which stands for Enabling Partnerships to Increase Innovation Capacity. The National Science Foundation is in a bit of a dilemma. They continue to get budget increases and receive new mandates from Congress, but the only way to get money from the National Science Foundation, or NSF, is by submitting proposals, and that's really hard to do. It's also really hard for a lot of institutions to deal with all of the required reporting and award management that comes when you actually do get a proposal funded. Many small colleges and universities don't have offices of sponsored projects, and a lot of them don't even have grants accountants. They're working with very limited resources, and submitting NSF proposals can be a very huge burden. So how are these smaller institutions supposed to participate with all of the new funding opportunities like those from CHIPS and contribute to the innovation economy? By the end of this year, we should see the award announcements for both the NSF Regional Innovation Engines Program and the EDA Regional Technology and Innovation Hubs, or Tech Hubs program. Both of these programs were established under the CHIPS and Science Act of 2022, and they're designed to work in tandem to grow regional innovation economies across the country. A big focus of these programs is to engage diverse stakeholders and broaden participation in the R&D enterprise and in the innovation economy. So how are small campuses supposed to do this? There are so many barriers that small campuses are facing to be able to participate in these types of initiatives, ranging from the ability to effectively submit a proposal, administer and receive awards and subawards, the institutional practices, policies, and cultural norms, specifically those related to procurement and collaboration and tech transfer, intellectual property. NSF's newly established TIP Directorate, which is also the home for the Regional Innovation Engines program, has acknowledged these barriers and wants to help under-resourced campuses prepare to collaborate with the eventual engines that will be funded and other partners in a sustainable fashion. Their new innovative funding program called EPIIC utilizes a phased, mentored approach to provide extensive professional and institutional development. The goals of the EPIIC program are to help campuses create partnerships with external organizations to grow programs in workforce development, use-inspired R&D, or translation of research to practice in emerging technology fields, and to develop capacity and institutional knowledge needed to build new partnerships and secure future external funding to support ongoing efforts in emerging technology fields and the regional innovation ecosystems. I want to point out that this EPIIC program is not intended to fund research, and it is not specific to any scientific domains. It is intended to support administrative capacity for things like tech transfer, use-inspired research, innovative programs, and building institutional partnerships that can be sustained over time. Phase 1, applicants will submit a 4-page preliminary proposal. All that's included is a 3-page project description, a 1-page summary, the bio sketches, and current and pending support forms for 3 team members. The preliminary proposal does not have a budget, and there's no other supplemental information that's needed. Teams that are selected from the preliminary proposal process will be invited to attend a series of virtual half-day workshops on specific relevant topics, followed by a 3-day in-person workshop in Atlanta, and the costs will be covered by NSF. I want to point out, this is really interesting. Instead of going to DC, NSF is going to come to Atlanta. Why? I imagine it's because most states have airports with direct flights to Atlanta because it's a major flight hub. And it's also regionally convenient to a lot of the minority serving institutions and other 2- and 4-year colleges that this program is intended to support. And because there's no budget submitted, no money is changing hands, NSF is going to arrange the travel support for all attendees to this workshop. After these workshops and training events, participants will be invited to submit full proposals in Phase 3. EPIIC is offering 2 submission windows for this funding round. The first one has preliminary proposals due on December 15th, and all of the training workshops are happening in February, followed by the in-person workshop at the end of February going into March in Atlanta. Then you'll have over 2 months to develop and submit the full proposal for this program. Submission window 2 has preliminary proposals due in June of next summer, with trainings and workshops happening in September of next year, and the in-person workshop in October of 2024 in Atlanta, with the full proposals due in January of 2025. Let's talk a little bit about the proposing teams. Each preliminary proposal has to include a proposing team with 3 individuals from the proposing campus. The principal investigator, or PI, has to be a full-time faculty or staff member at the proposing campus. One co-investigator or co-PI must be an administrator of some kind, and you can have 1 additional co-PI. Applicants should consider these factors when choosing their team. Individuals' availability and bandwidth, you have to be able to attend the workshops, their interest level and enthusiasm, and also knowledge or familiarity with institutional policies, practices, and cultural norms that are relevant to these types of initiatives. I want to emphasize the workshops will be very interactive. They're going to have facilitators, experts, NSF staff, and other mentors to create, in their words, an interactive and free-thinking environment. The people that are going to participate in these workshops and the people that you should select for your teams should be comfortable in this type of setting and should be willing to engage and interact with the other participants. The solicitation indicates that the individuals in the workshop are going to be identifying and improving limitations that impede an institution's ability to meaningfully engage in cross-sector partnerships. So think about that as you consider who should be involved in the proposal. Interested applicants should attend the informational webinar that's going to be hosted by NSF on Wednesday, October 25th, followed by a Q&A session that's going to be hosted by NSF on November 6th. You can find the registration links and information for these webinars on the NSF TIP EPIIC website. If you search for those terms in your search bar, you should find it. A suggested timeline for applicants is by the end of October, you should have identified the proposing team, the 3 individuals who will participate in all of the workshops. Those individuals should either start or update their Science CV accounts that will generate their bio sketches and current and pending support forms. Those team members should also block off all of their calendar dates for the trainings and workshops that are mandatory for your submission window. And also you can start to prepare the enrollment table and awards table that goes in the project description. Those details are on the solicitation page. During November, the teammates could collaborate on the project description narrative, which is 3 pages total, and begin your internal institutional process for submitting proposals. Be sure to check the holiday leave schedules of your proposing team and your authorized organizational representative in research.gov to make sure that you don't miss any dates due to people being out of office. In December, you can generate your 1-page project summary and start the research.gov submission. Finish up your project description, upload all of your documents, and submit it a day early by December 14th. Best of luck, and thanks for watching. To learn more about SURGE or other opportunities, please visit surgearkansas.org.